Hey there! Today, we're going to unlock one of the most powerful mental tools you can have. Seriously, it's a simple method to help you learn anything, and I mean anything, better, faster, and way, way deeper. You know that feeling, right? You've read the chapter, you've watched the tutorial, and you're nodding along thinking, yep, got it. But then, the moment someone asks you to explain it, poof, your mind just goes blank. It is so frustrating. Well, there's actually a name for that. It's called the illusion of knowing. It's this tricky little gap where your brain mistakes recognizing a term for actually understanding what it means. And honestly, it's the single biggest wall we hit when trying to really learn something new. But what if I told you there's a simple, kinda elegant way to just shatter that illusion? It's a technique so powerful it was developed by Richard Feynman, the Nobel Prize-winning physicist, who was a genius at making super complex ideas seem incredibly simple. And here's the really fun part. We're going to learn this method by actually applying it to itself, right here, right now. We are going to use the Feynman method to explain the Feynman method. How cool is that? So let's jump right in with step 1. So every journey to really, truly understanding something has to start with a single, clear first step. Just choosing what it is you want to learn. The first step is almost deceptively simple. All you have to do is pick your topic, grab a blank sheet of paper, write it at the top, and start digging into your source material. That's it. That's step 1. So for our little explainer right here, we've already done that. Our chosen concept is, you guessed it, the Feynman method. We've reviewed the core ideas. We've got our notes. Step 1, done. All right, now for the step where the real learning kicks in. This is the moment of truth for your knowledge. Step 2 is where you really put your knowledge to the test. You have to try and teach it to a child. And the goal here is to explain the whole thing in the simplest terms you can think of. No jargon, no complicated stuff. This is what forces you to confront what you actually know versus what you just kind of recognize. Okay, so let me give it a shot. Here's my very first attempt to explain our topic as if I'm talking to a kid. The Feynman method is a mental model that leverages recursive self-interrogation to identify knowledge gaps and solidify comprehension. Sounds pretty smart, right? But is it simple? No way. Not a chance. If I actually said recursive self-interrogation to a kid, they would just give me a blank stare. And see, that's the whole point. This terrible first attempt immediately shows me that I'm just hiding behind big, complicated words. But that failed explanation, it's not a setback. It's a map. It points us directly to the holes in our own understanding that we need to patch up. And this brings us right to the crucial third step, identifying those gaps. Every single time you get stuck, or you hesitate, or you use a jargony word, ding, 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 you've just found a weak spot. That's your signal to go right back to your books or your notes and figure it out. Okay, so let's look at our failed explanation. Those phrases, recursive self-interrogation and solidify comprehension, they are classic examples of jargon. They're like big red flags telling me I need to go back and figure out how to say this using simple, everyday language. Now we get to take what we learned from our mistakes and use it to build a much better, much simpler explanation. And this is the final awesome step in the loop. Simplify everything and use analogies. Analogies are just incredible learning tools because they build a little bridge from some new, abstract idea to something you already know and understand. So let's try this one more time. What if we explained it like this? The Feynman method is like a filter. It catches all the complicated jargon and only lets the true, simple understanding pass through. See? Now that is something a kid could totally get. It's clear, it's simple, and it sticks in your head. That's the power of a great analogy. So there you have it. That's the complete cycle. You choose a topic, you try to explain it simply, you see where you stumbled, and then you go back, you review, and you polish your explanation until it's just crystal clear. And you just repeat that loop as many times as you need to. The really crucial takeaway here is this. The Feynman method isn't about memorizing a bunch of facts. It's an active process. It forces you to wrestle with ideas, to really grapple with them, and transform them into knowledge that is truly your own. It's the bridge from just recognizing something to deeply, truly understanding it. You now have a super powerful tool for learning. Well, for learning literally anything, from quantum physics to the rules of a new board game. So I guess the only question left is, what complex topic are you going to conquer first?